Okay, so welcome everybody. So we're going to do spinal health, spinal cord health, and life force channels. So obviously it's the same thing essentially. So on a structural level, we're looking at the spinal column, and then the cord inside that takes all the information from the brain into the body, and the life force channel, which is Sushumna. So if you have a healthy spinal cord, you have healthy communication to the rest of the body through the nerves that come out. So in between each spinal cord junction, you've got all the little nerves that come out, that come into the rest of the body. So if your spinal cord isn't healthy, neither is the rest of the body. So the spinal cord is absolutely vital. So we're going to be working on strengthening the back and lengthening, although technically you can't lengthen the back, it's just a word used to describe that experience of lengthening up. And we're going to start on the thoracic spine, because the thoracic spine gets a lot of this. What we're going to do is we're going to reverse that movement. Okay, so we're starting with either a rolled blanket or a rolled second mat, and you're going to put it just on the line of the shoulder blades. So not at the top of the shoulder blades, but the baseline of the shoulder blades. We're going to start with the knees bent and just adjust it. So to start with, it might not feel particularly comfortable. Let the head relax and then take the arms out wide and work out where you want to put the arms. If you've got a really sore shoulder, then you might need to put one arm down, one arm up. So just work out what feels best for you. And then we're going to take the feet wide and rest the knees against each other. So we're switching off the psoas muscle and allowing it to relax. And simply breathe. Nice deep breath in.
My head, does it need to be on the mat, the head? Or?
Doesn't matter. Exhale with a sigh. Take a deep breath in. And another sigh. And again. Good. Now either use the breath in and out through the nose. And then if you get moments when you feel like you naturally want to sigh, then let that happen. So we're going to hold this position for about a minute, allowing the body to surrender into the exhalation. And let's start to hold the breath at the top of the inhale. So nice deep breath in. Hold just for a few seconds. And then allow yourself to surrender more deeply into the exhale. Lovely. Now carefully draw yourself over to one side and just remove the blanket or the mat. And then come back down. Bring the hands to the belly. So we're just going to notice that how that movement helps to release the diaphragm. So bring the fingers to the bottom of the breastbone and just gently massage that area. Take a deep breath in. So if we're just sort of massaging with the fingers just near the breastbone, it gets quite tender there and we hold a lot of emotion. So just sort of in and out with the fingers, and then you might find you want to slide them along the line of the ribs, so that domed line where the diaphragm lines as well. So deep breath in. And then maybe going all the way down with the fingers either side, where you're tucking them under the rib line. And you can just use a sigh, so you're inhaling and then so we hold lots of tension in our diaphragm and we're not aware of it. We also hold a lot of patterns. Lovely. Now we're going to link the release of the diaphragm and the lower sacrum area. So let's just start with the sacrum. Bring your feet as close into your bottom as you can. And I want you to really visualize the tailbone and the sacrum, so that triangular structure of the lower vertebrae. And as you inhale, rock away and feel yourself creating a little bit of pressure on the tailbone as you rock. So you've got a nice deep arch in the lumbar spine. And then exhale, draw the navel in. So really accentuate that movement. Inhale, rock. Exhale, draw in. Good, and as you rock away, sweep the arms over so you get a nice big curve into the spine. Hold the breath in. And then exhale, feel yourself pressing the back into the floor. Inhale, rock away, hold the breath in at the top. And rock away. Notice whether after that held in breath, the body wants you to sigh out rather than out through the nose. And you might find that there's also a natural yawn happening, which is also the release of energy from the body system. Good, last one. Let's bring the knees up and squeeze them in nice and close. So as you squeeze them in really close, you can feel the lower back sacrum area being lengthened. Lovely, cross the ankles, arms out to the side, And I want you to concentrate now on bringing, as you come over into the twist, you're imagining trying to put the knees into the underarms, because that will lengthen the lower back. So deep breath in. And as you exhale, draw the knees over and up. So control that movement, bring them all the way over. Allowing the lower back to release any tension. Back to center, exhale the other way. Keep the shoulder blades anchored. Good, now keep the knees over to the right and draw them up with the right arm as much as you can. Let the left elbow bend a little bit. And just let's stay here for a few breaths. Start to lengthen the exhalation, so it's releasing tension in the visceral area and the psoas muscle. So when the psoas muscle is really tight, it also affects the spinal column. So a nice deep breath in. Consciously lengthen the exhalation. Use the breath out through the nose unless the body indicates it wants you to sigh. And let's turn the head to the left so we get some rotation in the cervical spine. Lovely, now go to the other side. Bring the knees over towards the left underarm as much as you can. Soften the right elbow. Turn the gaze to the right. Consciously lengthen the exhalation. Draw the navel in. Lovely, back to center. Into coil, exhale, really draw the chin in. Let's just hold. Notice what happens naturally. We come up and we bring the shoulders up to the ears, which creates less space around the cervical vertebrae. So squeeze in and then imagine you're trying to bring the shoulders to the floor. Good, now see if you can hold the feet. And can you bring the knees to the collarbones? Good, releasing. Inhale, sweep the arms over. Good, as you exhale, push up. Now push up as high as you can into bridge. We'll hold. And as you push up, allow that pushing movement to encourage the shoulder blades down the body, so you're lengthening the neck. Lovely, and release. Bring the knees back towards you. Let's gently rock from side to side, freeing up any tension on the muscles either side of the spinal column. So if they get inflamed, then again, they'll reduce the information flow into the rest of the body. And just really let that movement sort of soothe you. So can you let the head roll as well, and then roll right onto the forehead as you turn, like a self-soothing movement. Good, now stay with this. If you know your back doesn't like the full roll at the beginning of class, otherwise cross the ankles and roll along the spine. Notice that any pressure in the forehead as you bring the legs up, and modify it. So maybe don't take the legs back, just keep them more vertical. Or if it feels fine, start to extend the toes back. And if that's still fine, leave the hands on the floor. So you do rolling plow. Lovely, and then come all the way up, round into cat. Spread the fingers nice and wide. So remember, really focus on the brain essentially, and the spinal column all the way down to the tailbone, so that very end section of the spine. Inhale, let the gaze lift it as high as you can, let the tailbone lift. So you're really extending into that back bend. And then exhale, push the other way, draw the tummy muscles in, pelvic floor muscles, pull them in and up. Inhale. Exhale. Now I want you to start to visualize a column of light moving up and down the spine like a river, clearing out. Good, now let's focus again on the heart space. So we're going to do this statically rather than dynamically. Left arm under, let it come under as far as you can. So you're opening this left scapular area. Right hand into the sacrum. Now push into the left upper arm and rotate as far as you can. Good, nice deep breath in. Let's have a sigh out. Releasing any heaviness around the shoulder, that sense of responsibility that we carry, just letting it go for now. And again. If you want to go a little bit deeper, extend the right arm up and over so it's going above the top of the head. And either continue to breathe out through the mouth or control it through the nose. And just really get that sense of releasing into the exhalation, letting go for now, for this moment in time of responsibility that weighs heavy on the shoulders. Just let it go. Free up the energy in the body. Lovely. Carefully push back to center. Let's just take a moment to move the energy through the spinal column again. Inhale. Exhale. Make sure you're fully exhaling before you breathe in. Lovely. Now slide the right arm under and slide it as far over as you can so you get that lovely stretch into the upper back muscles. Left hand into the sacrum to start with. And again, push the upper arm to the floor so it's a very active rotation. Sighing out. As you sigh out, push the arm into the floor so you're consciously giving your body a message to release the patterns that create holding around this part of the body. Good. Now if you want to go deeper, extend the left arm up and over. Carefully push back to center. Cat-cow. Lovely. We're going to tuck our toes. I want you to keep the knees bent and the belly as close to the thighs as you can, so we focus on the back more than the legs to start with. Exhale. Head relaxed. Lift the sit bones, press into the hands. The bottom move from side to side, so you get a nice lateral stretch into the body. And do that side to side movement with the bottom slowly. So you feel that movement all the way through the ribs, the intercostal muscles towards the underarm. Good, now heel out the feet, start to take that movement down through the legs. Good, now I'm going to offer you either cat or modified up dog for the back bend. So inhale, either come into cat or keep the knees down and continue that inhale through. Exhale, push back. Inhale. Really draw the chest through and up. Good, we're going to hold downward facing dog. Start to walk the feet and the hands towards each other. Slowly roll up. So we're just going to do a sequence which is literally back bend, forward fold, back bend, forward fold. So be cautious with the back, bend the knees if you need to. We're going to bring the hands into Chin Mudra just to seal the energy. We're going to inhale, go back as far as you can. Exhale, fold forwards. Let the head relax. Inhale, come up. So you're creating length. You're coming up, 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 up before you go back. If at any point it just feels too much for the sacrum, then stop. Really pay attention to how the spine is responding to the movements. So feel deep into the body from the tailbone all the way up into the head. Just remember, your brain's the central computer. The spinal column is the information that's received from the body and the brain into each other. Okay, let's do one more. Lovely. Now come to the front of the mat. And we're going to lengthen by using Utkatasana. We're going to start with arms just in line with the shoulders, and then we'll slowly progress them higher up. And that might not suit everybody. So we're just going to go down on the inhale. So drop that tailbone as best as you can. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Really reach with the arms as if you're trying to touch something just almost out of reach. Good, now maybe take them further up. Good, last one. Good, now as we exhale, we fold forwards. Good, we're going to strengthen the back now, so just let the hands rest on the shin. Inhale, lift the gaze to the horizon, so the hands might come up towards the knees. Exhale, slide back down. And again, sliding up towards the knees. Exhale, so we're lifting the gaze as well to strengthen the muscles at the back of the neck. Good, now I'm going to step back on the right leg. Keep the heel down. Bring the hands to the side like an arrowhead. Good, now really draw them back. If it helps, bring them right into the sacrum. And then imagine that the crown of the head is almost in line diagonally with the tailbone. Good, now we're just going to draw the body upright and bring it back down again. So inhale, keep it nice and long. Exhale, lengthen, lengthen. Inhale. Exhale. Good, now this time come up with the arms. And notice whether when you've taken the arms up, the shoulders have come up as well. So draw the shoulders down. Good. Exhale, let's step back into down dog. Heel out the feet. Really press into the hands, spread the fingers nice and wide. Lift the sit bones. Slight bend in the back of the knee. Good. Cat or up dog modified. So up dog modified, knees down. Keep the toes tucked under. Draw the heart space through. Exhale, push back. Good. Let's step through with the right leg. Sweep up again. Good. Relax the shoulders. This time bring the hands down behind the back, interlace them. So we're really accentuating that space at the shoulder line. And let's just give a little bit of room for their cervical vertebrae. So turn the head one way and then the other, relax the jaw. So the space between the cervical vertebrae is quite tiny. There's a huge amount of information that travels down that small space. So give it as much help as it can have. Good, sweep the arms up again. Good, now anchor the back foot into the floor and imagine you're also anchoring the tailbone like a hook down through the heel and come forwards. If it's too much for the back with the arms like this, then put the hands into the sacrum. Good, release the hands, step forwards, wide stance. Good, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, come down, bring the elbows to the inside, lengthen the tailbone and lift the back. And really notice how it feels. So you can feel yourself in the heel and the big toe. Imagine you're tucking the tailbone into the floor like a, like on a dandelion. There's a taproot that goes really deep. And then the head is the dandelion. So bring it up to the sun. Good, now keep the elbows inside the inner legs and lift the bottom up. Take the feet a little bit wider and just look forward slightly. So you've got a flat back, as if you've got a tray on your back and it's balanced. Good, now bring the hands behind the legs. Hook the hands together like a grip. And draw the tailbone down, but you're still keeping the back flat. Good, lift the gaze up. Good, now as you exhale, bring the left hand to the right and turn the gaze to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, grab the other way. Good, release the hands, release the legs. Let the head relax. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. Good, so feet not fully together but a bit closer in. So we'll start with the Utkatasana again. So smaller arm movement, inhale. Exhale. Good, if it suits the shoulders, go higher. Good, last one. Good, fold. Hands to the shins. Inhale, slide up to the knees. Exhale, lower. Slide up. And lower. Good, step back on the left leg. Bring the hands into the arrow shape or into the sacrum. Draw the shoulder blades away. Really lengthen the head so you've got that space in the neck vertebrae. So as you're holding, there's a slight contraction in the back muscles, so it's not a relaxed position. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Good, come up with the arms this time. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears. Really push into the back heel. Good. Exhale, step it back into down dog. Heel out the feet. Good. Cat or modified up dog. Inhale, draw through. And exhale. Good. Step the left leg through. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, bring the hands down through the back and bring them interlace. Draw the shoulders away. Imagine someone's lifting your head up and then rotate. Check that the jaw's relaxed. Notice if it isn't, when you relax it, how the rotation is a bit easier. Good, back to center. Now anchor the back heel into the floor. Imagine that the tailbone is extending through the leg. Arms come up. If it's too much, keep the hands on the lower back. Come forwards. Now anchor into the back heel. Good, releasing. Step forwards, nice wide stance. Drop the bottom. Come into the squat again, so bring the elbows to the inside. Imagine the tailbone coming right down into the soil below you, and then lengthen the stem of the spine. And imagine this beautiful dandelion opening to the sun. Good, now just lift a little bit higher. So your bottom is parallel with in line with the back of the skull. Lift the gaze slightly. Good, now we're going to grip the hands behind the leg. Good, breath in, look up. Breath out, pass the hand through, squeeze to the right. Breath in, back to center. Squeeze left. Breath in. And release. Good, come all the way up. Push the palms to the ceiling. Press the feet into the earth. Pull the tummy muscles in. Draw the pelvic floor muscles into the body, so Mula Bandha, and go over. And change sides. Lovely, release. Take the feet wider with the toes slightly out. So it's not wide leg forward fold position. It's what's called horse stance. So we're just going to generate a little bit of energy. So I want you to come into a squat. I'll show you from the side. So it's not a really low squat. It's kind of about here. You can see how my hips and my shoulders are in line with each other. Bring the arms out. Good, now lift your toes a little bit. So you can feel that Pada Bandha coming on. Imagine a spiral of energy being sucked up into each leg, and it's coming up through the channels of the body here. Good, now engage Mula Bandha. Good, now feel the tailbone is tucking down, and the back of the neck is nice and long. Just gathering some energy. Good. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, fold. Lovely. Now bring yourself down to the floor. Cross-legged if that's comfortable for you. If not, then legs out wide. So we're just going to do some simple spinal movements. Pull the bottom flesh out of the way. We're going to turn to the right. Keep the spine nice and upright. So bring the right hand behind you, the left hand on the right knee. And once you're in that twist, I want you to inhale and lift the head up as much as you can so it pulls the body up with it. And as you exhale, squeeze a bit further out. And again, lengthen up on the inhale. And as you exhale, squeeze a bit further out. Good, now keep the rotation as far around as you can. We're just going to move the cervical spine. So as you inhale now, bring the gaze forwards. And as you exhale, take it back. Keep going, close your eyes. Good. Now keep the gaze over the left shoulder and drop the chin down as far as you can. Lovely. Come back up again. Back to center. Roll the shoulders. Let's go the other way. Left hand behind. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. And again, breathing in, lengthen up. And twist a bit more. Good. Now let the head rotate forwards and back. Good. Now forwards. Let the chin tuck. Notice one side might be easier than the other. And as you tuck the chin in, notice how that movement can range all the way down the neck to the upper arm. You can feel it coming down the deltoid and the bicep. Lovely. Back to center. Bring the hands behind you, come onto your fingertips. Good. Now squeeze the shoulder blades back as if you're holding a pencil between them. And then lift the breastbone as high as you can. And then if you've got no neck problems going on, take the gaze back. Carefully come up, draw the chin in as you lengthen, and then come forwards as far as you can. So if you feel like in that position you need to separate the legs to do that comfortably, and separate the legs. Lovely. Bring yourself back up. Comfortable sitting position. One more movement for the neck. Hands behind, interlace, so you're holding on the back of the head. Inhale. So that action of inhaling and looking up pulls the diaphragm down. And then we're going to exhale and squeeze. So we really work into the cervical vertebrae. Inhale. Exhale. Really feel the movement, especially the exhale. So when we exhale and we tuck the chin in, we can also feel it in the tailbone. So that opposite stretch right down into the tailbone. Lovely. Spine nice and straight. Lovely. So we're just going to clear the channels before we do some spinal breathing. So bring the hand to the right nostril and just gently block it and breathe into the left nostril. And breathe out. As you breathe in, imagine the breath is coming from the nostril all the way down, just slightly to the left of the spinal column and just below the navel point, and then it's coming back up again. So it's just slightly to the left, the Ida channel. And follow the energy in, so from the left, just very slightly to the left of the spine, all the way down to just below the navel, all the way back up again. Follow it mentally so the energy follows the thought. Lovely. Switch sides again. It's going right side just very slightly to the right of the spinal column, all the way down. It's called the junction of the 3 channels, so it's about 3 inches below the navel. One more. Lovely. Let the hands rest in the lap. Now we're going to do spinal breathing. So you focus at the tip of the nose and you imagine, so show from the side, it's a bit like a shepherd's hook, you know, a walking cane. So you're inhaling, the breath's going to come up to the third eye, and it's going to come down through the spinal column completely, all the way to the tailbone, and then you're going to bring it back up. So it comes up, curls to the Ajna chakra and to the nose, and then back. So we're following it with our mind. So when you're ready, just breathing in. Follow the energy all the way down, all the way back up. Good. Now as you start to exhale, apply Mula Bandha. So as you exhale, you squeeze the perineum and that energy gets pushed up and out. And then you relax it as you inhale and bring the energy back into the body. Lovely. One more round. Release the effort. Just be aware of the whole of the physical body vehicle. Be aware of the muscles and the skeletal structure. Then take your attention to the head and go inwards and be aware of the brain as this amazing computer. And then be aware of the wiring that connects into the physical vehicle. So just go down through the spinal column and notice how at each junction of the vertebrae a river of energy flows out the peripheral nervous system, and it comes out. Be aware of the sensation of it coming out through the heart space into the arms, into the fingertips. Again, it comes out around the throat for the vocal cords. And then it comes out into the lungs and into the rest of the visceral organs as you go further down, and then into the legs, all the way down to the tips of the toes. So you've got this central source, the brain, and then you've got this main river. You can imagine it like the Amazon. And in India, they would call it the Saraswati channel, so the sacred river. And then there's all these little tributaries that come from it, that channel the life force into the physical vehicle. And when the physical vehicle no longer can sustain the life force, it leaves. And then it finds another physical vehicle to experience existence on the earth plane. And then take your attention into the center of the chest and be aware of a presence there, observing my words and the experience of the physical body. That it's noticing how the body's very still, but it can observe that it's got a heart that's beating. Can you feel the heartbeat? It's also observing any emotions that are present. And it's observing any thoughts that are present. And this is the true self, source, divine energy, light, whatever you choose to call it. They're just words. But it is a presence that is, it's what animates the human vehicle. And it's this presence that leaves when the human vehicle can no longer sustain the light. And this presence is eternal. Bring the hands to the heart space. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale back into the heart. And namaste.